thank you to the Lower Rio Grande Valley Development Council for allowing me to be here, and Mayor Hernandez for this opportunity to bring you legislative updates. I am Mayra Flores, Congresswoman for Texas 34 Congressional District. On June 14th, I became the first Mexican-born ever elected in Congress, and I believe that it sent definitely a strong message that the Hispanic community is definitely the future of this amazing country. My team and I have been working nonstop to serve our constituents, and I currently sit on the House Homeland Security. I'm a proud Border Patrol wife and immigrated to this country and understand the seriousness of border security and how we do need a serious immigration reform. And I think that we all agree, and it is time that both Democrats and Republicans come together for this, because it's something that it's needed. This is a country of opportunities. We love immigrants. I am an immigrant. We need immigrants, but we want them to be able to come here to the United States legally through the port of entry, where they don't have to go through such abuse and so much trauma. I think that it's time that we allow them to come here through the door. And let's improve the process so more good people that want to work here for the American dream can do it, but can do it legally. So it's a passion of ours, and I know that it's something that we all support here in the Rio Grande Valley. We love and support our immigrants, and we have a deeply connected roots with Mexico and Central America. I also sit on the Agriculture Committee. I was a farm worker since the age of 13, and I think it's important that those who represent the Ag Committee know also what it's like to be a farm worker. And I can tell you that most of them have never worked a day in the fields. So my goal is to get them out there to work one day at least, so they can understand what it's like to be a farm worker and understand the importance of supporting our farmers and our ranchers. They're going through very difficult times right now. Our farmers are, right now have a serious labor shortage and are not able to find the people to work in the fields. And we need to remember that our farmers feed us. They feed the entire country, so it's important that we give them the resources and the support that they need. I also would like by saying and sharing some exciting news that just broke yesterday, which my office has been pushing for local infrastructure improvements. I'm all for bringing funding and support for Texas 34, and to be honest with you, all RGV, at the end of the day, we're all 956. And we want to improve all South Texas, the valley, which will include Hidalgo, Cameron County, Starr, Willacy, Zapata, Jim Hoggs, Brooks, and Kennedy County will receive $2.5 billion from the Texas DOT slotted for highway projects over the next 10 years. This is big news. As such, will have an immense impact in our area's mobility and commerce. As my team is gathering more details on this long-term project, I look forward to working closely with every single one of you in making sure that those resources are used efficiently and in our area. Other area improvements and grants my office has announced are $7 million for the Valley International Airport runway expansion, $5 million for Harlingen Commerce Street Corridor, and $1.4 million for the Bronxville South Padre Airport for infrastructure improvements. And for those of you that know me, I am also a strong supporter of law enforcement and our CBP officers. My first bipartisan piece of legislative offered in Congress was the Advanced Border Coordination Act. I believe that it's important that if we want to get something done, we have to work together and cross the party lines. Nothing can get done if you are either too far to this side and too far to the side. These people will get nothing done. It's important that we come together to make real impacts when it comes to border security. So we brought in the Advanced Border Coordinator Act. This bill looks great. This bill looks to create better interagency communications by using tested and proven technology and tactics of fusion centers to best help those on the front lines better work together and more efficiently with the resources that they have. I also announced a $6 million grant for the U.S. Department of Homeland Security to cover equipment costs and overtime for Hidalgo County. If you are a small jurisdiction within Texas 34, I encourage you to research and contact my office for more information on the federal opportunities within our district. Our phone number are 956-929-4948. I could not close this brief update without mentioning a key part of our area, Kingsville Air Station, and our veterans. The day before yesterday, I visited the Naval Air Station in Kingsville, and I probably voted yes on the National Defense Authorization Act, which will give our men and women a 4.6 increase in funding for mental health and also for the families for daycare. I believe that when it comes to our men and women and our troops, we need to work together and not make any law enforcement or military political. It's unfortunate that it has been become political, but I'm proud to say that I cross the party lines because I believe that when it comes to our law enforcement, we need to work together. I also voted on the PACT Act. We will give medical care for our veterans and that were exposed to burn pits. Also, we had multiple coffee events throughout the district. I was in Bronzeville, Harlingen, also in Hidalgo. I think it's important that I hear the concerns from the people that I represent. I cannot do my job if I am not in constant communication with the people that I represent and for them to tell me the concerns that they have. But at the end of the day, you mayors are the ones that have that constant communication with them, so please feel free to contact my office if you need anything. I want to be able to represent you and the people that you represent as well. Also for funding, for any support that I can be available, please reach out to our office. I'm only a call away or a text away. Many of you have my number, and feel free to share the number with other mayors only, please, because it's so important that we have that constant communication. I can't do my job if I'm not able to work with every single one of you. And at the end of the day, we all want what's best for South Texas and bringing funding for South Texas that is needed. I believe that a lot of the funding that is coming in, they're not wants, they're needs. Also, I will say that I voted no for the More Inflation Reduction Act. I believe that those of us in the lower and middle class, we're not going to be able to afford a lawyer. So if the IRS tells us to pay $6,000, $7,000, $10,000, $12,000, we're not going to have the money to fight that. We're not going to be able to afford the lawyer, but those on the top will and will be able to afford. And this also will give a 52 billion tax increase on our small businesses. Our small businesses are the backbone of this country. I can't support continuing to taxing our small businesses. Also, it's a $70+ billion tax increase on our seniors' retirement. Our seniors right now are going through very difficult times. They live paycheck to paycheck, and to tax them is just something that we shouldn't be doing. If anything, we need to give them more resources to be able to get through these difficult times where cost of living has just overpassed. I mean, the minimum wage, $7, can no longer handle this cost of living. So we need to decrease the cost of living. Right now, we saw a decrease in gas, but so many of the people in South Texas are calling me on it. Every single hour we're getting calls because their light bill has gotten double, tripled. So they're going through very difficult times, and these are kitchen table issues that I am focused on in making sure that we make a difference. And I can't do that without your support. So please reach out to me, reach out to our office. Anything that I can do, I'm there for you no matter what. Also, want to talk about that we're working on to expand telehealth services for our seniors. I was a respiratory therapist for 8 years, worked with the elderly community here in South Texas. I actually left my job in April, and really do understand the needs that we have here in South Texas. And it's so important that we continue to expand and do more for our elderly, and of course, to help everybody here, because 60% of the people that we represent don't have health insurance. So it's something that we need to work very closely. We do now saw that there will be a $35 copay for those, suffering from diabetes, insulin. We had those prices, and those prices went up. Now they're back down, but we have to understand that most of our patients don't have health insurance. So we need to figure out what we will do for those that don't have health insurance, and what cost, that will be for them as well, because I think that $35 copay needs to be for all our patients, because when it's about healthcare, I don't think that, our lives have a price. Again, I just wanted to thank y'all for the opportunity, and just, make y'all aware that my office is open to you, and that I am also, available to every single one of you. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Don't go anywhere, hold on a second. This is a very good accolades. First and foremost, thank you for coming today and expressing those thoughts and those opinions and some facts you stated. But first, I'd like to give my colleagues who are online also, but physically, if they have any questions, concerns, and commentary on your record, you stipulated your stance on some of the positions. Does anybody on the board have any questions or concerns?
Just want to say thank you, ma'am. Gus Olivares, Mayor for the City of Rio Hondo. Thank you. I know you have roots in Rio Hondo, so look forward to seeing you in town. Yes. Look forward to seeing you there and sit down and talk a little bit more. Thank you for being here today.
Absolutely. No, it's my honor and it's my job. I actually, I work for every single one of you. So I work to serve the people.
Anybody else have any comments or questions? No? Well, I do, since you brought it up. So, since you brought it up, Congresswoman,
yes.
You can kill two birds with one stone. I mean, theoretically, if you're a champion for border security, we all want to save the country. Yes. But we understand the emergency. We're just a pass-through. The issue's not here. It's with your colleagues. You're the guys causing the problem.
The federal government is the problem of South Texas.
Yes. But if we're going to reap the rewards of it and take the brunt of the political landmines that would seem to go off in our area, then I would urge you to fight for us as well. If I'm going to take the heat, then at least give me the solutions. So the solutions are, then all of my ports of entry need to be upgraded, all of them, right, throughout the entire border. And it's not fair, to be honest, and this is to all our residents of the United States, for our border communities to pay for your security. We're one country. We're not one country when it suits you, right? We're a country, as of today, we've always been one country. So if Brownsville, McAllen, FAR, San Diego, whoever's doing this, right, that we're securing our border with our ports of entry, yet we have to pay the bulk with our local taxpayer money to secure those borders, because we have to pay our taxes and we maintain our borders, right, our bridges. Then it's only obviously fair that the federal government will take that into consideration when they fund, for instance, the federal highways, and then obviously tech stops that you alluded to earlier. If it wasn't for the merger of your colleagues here, the mayors that put together the LRGVDC, the funds that you eloquently spoke of would not have taken place. We never would have gotten that upswing that we got, because without the merger of the local talent here, and that never would have come to fruition. And so I would urge you to please, in your endeavors to secure the border, if that's what you want to do, as one of your caveats, please remember you can do two things at once. You can help the local community.
You can shoot down and walk at the same time.
Yeah.
So I agree, and the leadership in South Texas is honestly amazing. So congratulations to all of you and for all the amazing work that you do. And I agree, the delays that we have at the port of entry is actually cost us millions of dollars.
They do.
So we and I realize that and that's why it's so important that we make this process better for both of us. A lot of people don't understand that the culture here in South Texas, we're used to this. People live in Mexico, come here back and forth. That is just who we are here in South Texas, and also commerce. So it is a priority of mine to invest in making sure that those delays are decreased, because we will save millions and millions and millions of dollars. Actually, we saw how every delay costs us millions of dollars at the end of the day. So it's something that I actually did not understand, but I took the time to see it. This was about 2-3 weeks ago, and I was just shocked to see how much money it costs us in the United States for every minute that it's delayed. So it is something that I am aware of now, and that trust me, I will make sure that we get the funds and the support that we need.
People forget we have a northern border, right? They have issues the same as us.
Yes.
Except we're always in the spotlight, which again, I see not a negative, as an opportunity. We're not going to change the way we do business with Mexico and our southern border friends, because they're, quite frankly, a lot of them are family, a lot of them are friends.
Absolutely.
And 99.9% of the time they do great work, and they do legal. The other thing is, Border Patrol. you know, I struggle with Border Patrol, not because of the role they play, but the process of employment. You know, if you're going to educate Border Patrol on border issues, quite frankly, you're not gonna get that in the East Coast. You're gonna get it here. So the training should be here. Our graduates, we have many intelligent graduates, many, from our school districts and even residents here. I've seen them repeatedly apply. In the process, this is where I hope you can help them. It's so, it is just, they make everything
They make it so
impossible,
difficult.
pretty much
Yeah.
impossible for you to get through. And we have over 5,000 openings, so if the government's, your colleagues are really serious about it, you need to streamline that process. And quite frankly, if you're gonna do horse training or you're gonna be doing, you know, training along the river, well, do it here. I mean, the city of Brownsville, McAllen, Laredo, all these people, including FAR, more than happy to help you with those trainings. You guys can put facilities here. We are the front line, not Georgia, right? That's something, I understand that.
I agree, my husband actually had the training up there as well, and it was nothing like when he came here.
Yeah.
So I agree that those trainings need to be done here. Also, a lot of agents are now coming down to help here in South Texas
Sure.
and don't understand the culture and who we are. So they're having to, you know, train them pretty much all over again. So
Right.
if they would have been trained here early on, they wouldn't have been having, you know, the difficulties. The good thing is the majority of our Border Patrol agents are Hispanic, they're bilingual, so that's the good thing. But I do think that, our men and women, if they're from here, why not stay here? They know this area already, why do they assign them somewhere else where they don't understand the culture? And it's something that I also see, that if they apply here, they're actually stationed away from where they're from, and I actually think that it shouldn't be that way. They should stay here because they know their culture, they know the people, and they can better communicate and understand who we are. But just know that we are working hard, because right now we do have a labor shortage, even in Border Patrol, and they don't have the manpower and the resources, so it's something that we are already working on.
But you have applicants, good applicants.
Absolutely.
Which leads me to the other point. We have LRGV, STC, and other institutions that, for instance, the city has partnered with school districts to introduce them to Homeland Security as a career. High school kids, right?
Mhm.
Before you make dumb mistakes like I did when I was young, right? Everybody does them. But before they do something to ruin their careers where they can't get hired, well, we want to introduce our population to great jobs as well. And that's where I hope you can help us, because a lot of our school districts have intelligent, bright students that want to go to law enforcement of some kind. Well, they can go through the STC, for instance, or they can go through LRGV and partner with your colleagues, you know, Border Patrol, Homeland Security, to introduce some mentor them, expose them to it, and guess what? You have good ranks now
Yeah.
from the area. That's what we've been
Absolutely.
pushing as a city at FAR anyway, but I'm sure everybody else wants to do that. But please look at that, because we have outstanding institutions willing to partner.
It's a passion of mine, so I 100% agree, so, yes.
And from agriculture, obviously, we are a big community for that, and it bears down to our trade a lot, and I'm glad you're a champion for it. We do feed, right? All of us along the border, we do feed the East Coast and Midwest, and we're very proud of it. We're gonna continue doing it, and probably even get stronger than California at it. And so, yes, any help you can help us with that for the entire area, and I'm glad that you are open to listen to other communities, because at the end of the day, you are a U.S. Congresswoman, but
Absolutely.
you are representing the entire United States in my opinion, so I should be able to go to you, even though you're, you know, on that side of the county, which is irrelevant to me. You're supposed to be taking care of all this.
Absolutely, I agree.
Anybody, any other comments? All right. Well, thank you for that
Thank
presentation.
you so much, God bless y'all, thank
Likewise.
you.